Joining us here on THV11 Plus. I'm Brooke Buckner alongside meteorologist Simone Thomas. Simone, football's back. The weather is perfect for it. Today was just a perfect Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, we've been blessed really
We have.
with some nice temperatures, and I mean, we'll continue to see these below average temperatures for a few more days. That cold front responsible for all of this well to our south now, kind of in the Gulf of Mexico. We do have a few passing clouds across the northwestern kind of corridor of the state. Otherwise, as we continue through the evening, tracking a few passing clouds, mostly clear skies with a breeze coming from the northeast. Temperatures looking to dip to the middle and upper 50s this evening or tomorrow, overnight into tomorrow. We'll have full details on the week ahead coming up in that 7-day outlook.
All right, thanks, Simone. Well, this weather is great for people to enjoy Little Rock's debut music festival, Rock City Live. Doors opened at 3, and the event is the finale to a jam-packed weekend that brought hundreds of fans to the area after Saturday's Arkansas and Arkansas State game. Crews were out early setting up the stage and preparing the venue. Sound checks from artists also took place throughout the day. The festival will feature artists like Waka Flocka, DJ Nick Hud, Roscoe Dash, and more, bringing a nostalgic feel back to the Little Rock area.
I remember getting my first backstage pass at a Juneteenth celebration thanks to Power 92. And so Rock City Live is really trying to drive the culture here in Little Rock. It's a great city, and it's a lot of really great people, great artists, great food. And so Rock City Live wants to celebrate all of that.
Simmons, who is the event producer for Rock City Live, says this debut festival is just the beginning. He believes it will not only open doors for the future of Little Rock, but also will bring a significant economic impact to the city.
And, you know, it's hard for us to put a specific number on that, but we know when events like this happen and these spaces are activated, that it brings people downtown and it brings people from outside Little Rock into our city who spend their dollars at our restaurants and our retail establishments. They fill up their cars with gas, and then, of course, they come here to the venue and have a great time and go tell their friends why they need to come visit Little Rock.
Oaks says those attending today's event can expect a wide range of things to enjoy. At 10, we'll give you a closer look at the festival and hear from some of the featured artists. Well, the second largest Powerball drawing ever took place last night, and soon it will reset to a $20 million jackpot. That's because winning tickets for the $1.8 billion Powerball jackpot were sold in Missouri and Texas. Additionally, 2 lucky tickets sold in Kansas and Texas won a $2 million prize, and 18 tickets sold across 13 states won $1 million. Saturday's wins ends a streak of 42 consecutive drawings without a jackpot winner. Even though those big winners weren't from the natural state, we still have hope that tonight we may see an Arkansan take home the crown in the Miss America competition. Yesterday, Miss South Carolina took home the win in the Miss America teen competition, but in just a bit, Miss Arkansas Kennedy Holland will compete for the Miss America title. And it comes just a year after Peyton Bowling from Rogers became the first ever Arkansas teen to win. As Bowling reflects on the last year, she's also providing some words of encouragement for Holland.
I remember looking up in the upper right corner and seeing all of the Arkansas delegation that was there and thinking, we did it. And she truly has already made Arkansas so proud, and I'm so excited to see how she does here, but she is rocking it.
The competition starts tonight at 6. And then at 7, the VMAs take place right here on THV11 for the first time ever. And some of your favorite artists like Jelly Roll, Post Malone, and Sabrina Carpenter will perform. But who's going to win the awards, you might ask? Well, Lady Gaga leads the nominations with 12, including Artist of the Year. Hip-hop legend LL Cool J is hosting and promises to bridge both genres and generations.
Be hearing the new things that, you know, kids have been listening to in the backseat on the headphones that you weren't exposed to, and the vice versa. The kids will be able to listen to the stuff that, you know, mom and dad have been turning up, that they've been begging them to turn down. I think the fans come away as the winners because they get exposed to all of the newest cool music and visuals and artists and all of the iconic music and iconic visuals and artists.
The night will also mark new milestones. Ricky Martin will be honored with the inaugural Latin Icon Award, and hip-hop icon Busta Rhymes will take home the first ever Rock the Bells Visionary Award. Mariah Carey also returns to the VMA stage for the first time in 20 years. Over to some national news now, as President Trump is in New York at the U.S. Open. It comes as he continues to come under scrutiny to vows to send federal troops into cities, including Chicago. And a new CBS News poll finds the nation remains divided as to whether National Guard troops should be sent to cities beyond Washington. CBS's Nicole Killian has more.
President Trump traveled to New York Sunday to attend the U.S. Open. Prior to his departure, he defended his recent vows to send in the National Guard to cities like Chicago.
We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
A new CBS News poll finds 42% of those surveyed favor the deployment of troops to other cities beyond Washington, D.C., while 58% oppose it. Opinion is sharply split along party lines, with 85% of Republicans favoring the deployment and 93% of Democrats opposing it. This weekend, President Trump posted a meme on social media that ominously warned Chicago is about to find out why it's called the Department of War. State and city leaders condemned the president's post and argued statistics show crime in the city is down.
None of this is about fighting crime or making Chicago safer. None of it. For Trump, it's about testing his power and producing a political drama to cover up for his corruption.
On Face the Nation, Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth, a Democrat, condemned the president's recent threats to the Windy City.
The president of the United States essentially just declared war on a major city in his own nation. This is not normal, Margaret. This is not acceptable behavior.
CBS News has learned the Trump administration is pushing forward with a plan to turn a naval base north of Chicago into a staging area for potential immigration operations. According to an internal government memo obtained by CBS News, the Department of Homeland Security requested roughly 250 federal agents and 140 vehicles at the base. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Washington.
Besides Chicago, President Trump said last week he is also looking to send National Guard troops to Baltimore. Meanwhile, dozens of people continue protesting the ICE raids at the Hyundai mega site in Georgia days later. And one of those chanting their opposition to the hundreds of arrests is Kim, who is a part of the Act Now Stop War and End Racism group. He says the raid hit close to home. Another is Estevan Hernandez, who came out of state to push for officials to get rid of ICE.
300 of these workers are suspected to be Koreans, and as a Korean, I cannot let that happen, not just because I am Korean, but because as a worker, I feel a connection to them.
It's important to come out here, even drive far from anywhere part of the state of Georgia, because these are our neighbors. These are our brothers and sisters. They're a part of our community. These are workers. They're the ones who build our cars that we drive every single day. They're not criminals.
The Hyundai Motor Group responded, saying they're committed to full compliance with all laws and regulations in every market they operate.
Hello again, and thanks for sticking around. Over the next couple of days, we'll continue to enjoy these fall-like temperatures before things do start to heat up. I think by next weekend, we're definitely going to be feeling that late summer heat. Unfortunately, little to no rain expected through the week, so that's going to add more progression with those drought conditions and wildfire risk. Over the next couple mornings, we'll have a few more mornings like what we saw waking up this morning in the middle to upper 50s. Then we get back into the 60s by the middle part of the week. More of those upper 60s, kind of closer to average expected through the end of the week and next weekend. But looking ahead with those afternoon temperatures peaking in the lower 80s as we start the week, near average for that middle part of the week, and through the end of the work week into next weekend, we'll be tracking more of those lower 90s. Dew points and rain chances are staying low through the week ahead. Not much opportunity for rain is expected, and those dew points staying fairly low as well, especially this top of the week where dew points are going to be in the 50s, and through the remainder of the week, seeing those dew points in the lower 60s, definitely a nice contrast to where we've seen that heat and humidity through the summer. Overnight, looking to see a few passing clouds again as we dip to the 50s tomorrow. Very similar to today, mostly sunny with highs in those lower 80s. We'll see one more day of the lower 80s on Tuesday before we do start to warm up by the middle part of the week. Through the middle part of the week, and then temperatures are back in those lower 90s as we end the work week and head into next weekend.
The THV11 Sports Desk, sponsored by your Central Arkansas Hyundai dealer.
Just arriving on the bus and just the line of people, Hog fans, just waiting outside the fences, just waiting to see us. That kind of made everything so real.
Well, it was a sellout crowd that looked and felt like a sellout crowd last night at War Memorial Stadium. The game, decades in the making, finally happening, and the Razorbacks showing them who runs the state. Arkansas jumping out to a 28-7 lead after a Braylon Russell bruising touchdown run in the first quarter. Arkansas would go on to win big, 56-14. And in the game that was the last Razorback game in Little Rock for the foreseeable future, Arkansas went out on a good note.
What an atmosphere over here. Very appreciative of our fans. It felt like a home game, and that started with the Hog Walk, and we knew the significance of this game to the state of our great state, Arkansas. We knew the significance.
All right, Yarnell's Sweetest Play of the Week nominations. First up, we had to Sheridan Dax McMillan. How about this? Putting the truck stick on the defensive back, knocks his helmet off, and he finishes in the end zone. What a football play from the Yellow Jackets quarterback. All right, nomination number 2, Lake Hamilton with the big time win on Friday night. It was because of a play like this from J.J. Johnson. How about the leaping grab? The ball tips off the fingers of the Little Rock Southwest receiver, and Johnson laying out his body, making the interception for the Wolves. That one is pretty impressive. Our final nomination, though, let's give some credit to BB. Ty McCormick standing in there, taking the hit, finding his receiver, DeMarco Moore. Moore strolling into the end zone, but what a gutsy play from McCormick. Taking hits from 2 different guys and finding the open receiver for the touchdown. Those are your Yarnell's Sweetest Play of the Week. And nominations, you can head over to our website to vote here in a few minutes. And don't forget that voting ends Tuesday night at 5 o'clock.
All right. Thank you, Nick. Well, that is our show for tonight on THV11 Plus. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back tonight for THV11 News after the VMAs. We'll see you then.